All right, Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Yasharallah. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honor to all of our apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth to rule well. All right, I was actually mid-video. I had been over here sitting down for a little bit already, doing this lesson. And out of nowhere, it just completely stops, you know. But hey, when you're talking about this kind of stuff, I would imagine Esau Edom to try and stop you from talking about this kind of stuff, So I guess I'll just go back to it. The quick story was that, today, Saturday, August 31st, 2019, I decided for me and my family to go out and spend some time, go watch a movie. And this movie theater that I had in my mind was Synergy, all right, because you can order food and, you can basically relax, a little bit better. So I had told my woman that we were going to go there, and that's what we had planned. And as we were driving, all right, as we were driving to that place, the Most High put it in her spirit that she didn't want to go anymore. She didn't feel like we should. And then he put it in my spirit to say, you know what, you're right. I don't feel like going either. So instead, we turned around, we got some movies, and we got some food, and we went back to the house, and that's all we did. We just went to the house, and we watched movies, But she went to go put, or she actually left after the movies, to go get some sweets or to get some ice cream, some dessert. And on her way back, she encountered police officers, a lot of them, police cars, just going to and fro, going everywhere in the streets. All right. So she was wondering why, and as she was driving over here, I actually received this message, and it says, lockdown in place. Officers are looking for suspect in shooting in the area of UTPB campus, which is actually not too far from where we live. All right. It's, not too far at all, man. It's really, really close to where we live. It says lockdown now. All right. So I'm already thinking Jacob's trouble, things are going to start happening, and really things are speeding up, because Midland Odessa has never faced anything like this in their past, From what the news reporters were saying, this has never happened before. Yes, there's been shootings, that happens everywhere. There's violence, but big shootings like this, it hasn't happened. And if you notice, there's been a number of mass shootings, and you would not believe who this mass shooter is. A self-proclaimed white man. A white male has been shooting up over here in Odessa, Texas. He has killed 5 people, and he has injured 20. All right. So after I received this message, I was already thinking through the spirit what I need to do. What do I need to, get going? What I need to do? Just thinking through the spirit. And then my mother calls me, which she lives really far from here, but for somehow one of my aunts that lives really far from here too, about maybe 10 hours away from here, said that she found out about the shooting over here in Odessa, Texas. So she told my mom to check on me, basically. So my mom was calling me, and I was like, yo, how do you know? How'd you know about this? And I started speaking to her, and she's going through stuff over there with, big bosses, the same thing that I'm going through over here with big bosses. And I'm like, man, you can see through the spirit. If you filter all these things through the spirit, you can tell that Jacob's trouble is not too far from now, man. Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, literally right around the corner, But anyways, I was talking about that, and then I got on social media, see what was going on, and I wasn't particularly looking for things happening here in Odessa, Texas, or in Midland, Texas, But for some reason, the first thing that I found was this. All right. Now, I shouldn't even have his name there. All right. But it says, Salakia. But it says right here, it says, what I don't understand, it says, is that the cops say there's one gunner. Victims say they saw at least three for sure. And like clearly, you even see two shooters here. This is at Cielo Vista Mall. All right. Cielo Vista Mall outside of Dillard's. And, you know, these people, all right, they're saying that the active shooter was just one and this and that. But we all know how our government is, man. They're corrupt. All right. You don't think 9/11 just happened by itself, right? It was all planned by the government, you know. So all these things, all these shooters that are popping up in these random places and randomly shooting people for no reason is not for no reason at all, you know. So our enemies are out here, man. Yeah, we may not, you know, go through it with the flesh and go out there and start fighting, but we're doing it through the spirit, and that's why we have to go out to the highways and the hedges to teach this truth, because it's so critical, man. It's so critical to be out there in the highways and the hedges teaching this truth. All right. Now, I wanted to make this point because I was already, you know, making this point earlier when I tried to make this video. All right. But Ecclesiastes 10:1, it says, a wise judge will instruct his people. And that's what the real men, that's what the real leaders of Israel are doing right now. All right. Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Ariyamlab, Elder Apostle Gabar, all right, Elder Apostle Racha, all right. And then down here in Texas, we have our elders, you know, which the elder that we listen to over here, or that I listen to from here in Odessa, Texas, would be in Dallas, which is the Elder Ariyamlab and Elder Ariyah, you know. And then we have our teachers and we have our people that we're being taught by, you know, brothers that are teaching us, you know. So those are the real leaders, man. Those are the true judges, all right, of Israel, you know, really of the world, you know, because eventually all nations are going to listen to the 144,000 elect and Yahweh Shai and the Most High Yahweh, because his laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be established throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, it says in the government, which we know what the word government means, all right, mind control. Govern means to control, all right. Ment is the mind, mente, all right. Of a prudent man is well ordered, you know. So exactly when all this stuff was happening, my mind was already thinking, all right, what do I need to do? You know, searching through the scriptures. I had my sword right next to me, the Bible. I had it right next to me. I was already thinking, you know, okay, Jacob's trouble's coming up. All right, you know, I gotta fast. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. You know, your mind starts flowing with things of what you should do. All right. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man in the Salakia, what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. All right. So the police officers are saying, well, we're trying our best and we're doing this and we're doing that. But guess what? You can't really say that that man is dead. For all we know, it was all set up by our government for him to go out there and do those things, you know. For all we know, they might have captured somebody out here in Midland, Texas, a white male, all right? They might have captured him and they might have sacrificed him and done whatever they had to do so that his name was a suspect, so that they can say, well, this man had been disappeared for 3 or 4 days. Maybe he was planning it the whole time, and that's why this, and that happened. And they have the ability to incriminate somebody with little to none evidence to make it true, you know? And for all we know, the man that ended up in Synergy, you know, and he was shot up in Synergy, which is the movie theater that we were going to, but we ended up coming back home. All right, which Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, praises to the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. All right, because they delivered us out of that. Because we would have been in that theater while that man was there. Who knows? Our movie could have just ended as we were walking out and he was walking in. He could have just shot us up, man. You know, which this self-proclaimed white man, all right, he killed 5 people and he injured 20. 25 people he caused damage to. Who's to say that we weren't those other two that could have been caused damage to, man? You know? So all these things happen for a reason, man. The people of the city are crazy, all right? The officers of this city are crazy. Why? Because the ruler of this city, Babylon the Great, is crazy. You see? So this place ain't righteous, man. You can't possibly be say you're a follower of the Lord and then say, oh, I'm going to come out here and get this money. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to climb my way up into social status and be this and be that. You should not want any of that type of shit, man. If you say that you're following after the Lord and you say you're struggling, but your struggle isn't a struggle of a man of the Lord. Your struggle is, oh, well, I've been doing all this wicked stuff and I know it's wrong. Yeah, so do the wicked people. The wicked people, they know it's wrong. All right? They know wrong from right. But they still do wrong. All right? So if you really want change, you should be out there in the highways and the hedges. If you really want change, you should be deep in those scriptures, man. Getting that understanding, listening to the apostles, to the elders, seeing their breakdowns and going into their live shows and seeing how much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding has been bestowed upon them. And then feed off of that, man. Because this place is not our rest. You can't possibly say that this place is our rest and that those people in Israel are the real Jews if there's so much wickedness going on in this earth, man. And today that was at home base, man. Today that was at home base within miles away from where the shooting happened. We have kids out there, man. We have family members out there, and all this wickedness is still going on. They don't give a shit. The presidents, they didn't give a shit about burning down the towers in 9/11. They didn't give a shit about that, man. That just goes to show how wicked they are. It says, in what manner of man ruleth the city is, all right, such are all they that dwell therein. You see, such are all they that dwell therein. So this place is wicked, You can just see it. The way that Trump and his, the so-called first lady, how she was over there in, what was it? Shit. I can't remember exactly where it was, but she was over there making googly eyes and all kinds of BS, man. To somebody that she's not married to. You see what I'm saying? Hey, so the Most High is going to bring this place down, man, real soon. It says active shooting situation, at least 5 dead and at least 20 injured. That means that's not even an actual number. It says, I don't know what that last word was. It says, and killed at Synergy in Odessa. All right. And killed at Synergy in Odessa. And that's exactly where I was going, to go watch a movie with my family, trying to relax, trying to have some good time, But obviously we can't, Obviously we can't, man. The Most High delivered us from that. But we can't have, this place is not our rest, man. So it says, let me see. It says the lockdown at UTPB campuses is lifted. All right. So they're just saying that, because they were confirming that man was killed, But like we read earlier, you don't know if it was just that one person. All right. Victims say there was 3. People saw there was 2. But yet the cops only say 1. Those are the officers, man. But we had family members that knew about it, said if we were okay. All right. And then, saying that we're on lockdown. It says 6 active shooters. All right. There are 6 active shooters, but only 1 has been caught. You see? And that's just the wickedness of this place, man. So brothers, just stay very cautious out there. I know the brother, um, over there with the YouTube channel, dyed garments in Basra. You know, that brother had encountered something too, and I believe it was just barely this past. I don't even want to say it was a week ago. Like 7 days ago is what I'm talking about. It wasn't too long ago, but from the videos that I saw, he had encountered something of the same similitude. A man pulling a gun on somebody else, and it was right in front of him, man. The brothers in I want to say that was Dallas or Chicago, you know. So things are speeding up, man. Things are actually happening out there in El Paso with that mass shooting, which was another so-called white male. And all these mass shootings, man, they're all white males. All of them, they all go crazy, and it's all society's fault because they go crazy. But yeah, you have a Latino, a Negro, a so-called Native Americans, that they get in a brawl or they get in a fight, and oh no, it's their fault. They're wicked, they're nasty, they're disgraceful people. But if it's a so-called white man, oh no, it's our fault. We're all, at fault with why he acted the way he acted. You know. So I'm going to end it with this one right here. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant. You know what? And actually, I think that was in one of the videos or yep. It says, please remain vigilant as information continues to come in. So that's where this scripture came in. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil. Now, who's the devil? All right. Does that mean that these spirits are going to literally, uppercut you and throw a couple jabs and then get a right hook in? No. All right. These spirits are not doing any of the physical, man. The spirits are jumping into people just like the prophets are being guided by the Holy Spirit to prophesy this truth, to tell you these things. All right. So are the left-handed spirits. All right, the demonic spirits jumping on people to do this wicked shit. All right, it says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You see? And that's exactly what's been happening, man. All right? You can't possibly say that this place is, oh, man, I see peace abounding. And I met this, blind ass Christian, so-called Christian, that likes to talk like that. I'll tell them something like, yeah, well, the United States is 22 trillion $22 trillion in debt, and it's still going. Yeah, but I think it's actually getting better a little bit now. This is a so-called Negro, man. This is a so-called Negro telling me this. Yeah, but I think it's actually getting a little bit better. Bunch of folly. And then I'm like, well, the president, Donald Trump, he's been inspiring, so-called white men to go out to so-called Negroes and so-called Latinos and Native Americans to burn their places, to shoot them up, to hurt people. Yeah, but I think that in reality, peace is abound and peace is growing, and it's just showing everybody what peace. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Christianity has not gotten anywhere besides from the West or from the East to the West to enslave us. That's all. That's it. That's all it's done. All right? But this movement of the spirit waking up the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans has been doing so much that just of me being here for 2 years prophesying this truth, actually, I believe it was like a year and maybe like 2-3 months of me prophesying out here in my city, guess what? Shootings already happened, man. And that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And he delivered me today from being in that position of being shot. You see? It says, verse 9, whom resisteth steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the Most High of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Mashiach Yahushai, after that he hath suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. All right. So whenever all this stuff was happening, guess what was going through my mind? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what was going through my mind through the scriptures. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that can save you. All right. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. A month. All right. So the glory always goes to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Was I delivered through my own self? No, because I did not know any of this was going to happen. He delivered me before it even happened. Probably even before the first bullet was pulled. Probably even before he was even in place of doing all those things, man. This happened before the idea was even conceived out of whoever mind it was conceived. The Most High already has it planned the way he has it planned, man. You know? So let me actually end it with this one, because I wanted to touch into, these last days. Actually, let me get Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, because there is a time that's coming, man, and it's not going to be like anything else we've seen. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And who is that he? The election. All right? The ones that continued in the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see, it says, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. All right, but they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I have raised up unto them, who I will raise up unto them. So that's who we're going after, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We're going after our kingdom. We're going after righteousness. All right, and how is that done? Through the Spirit. It's not done through your own hands. So going back to Daniel chapter 12 and 1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one, all right, every one that shall be found written in the book of life, man. All right, because that book that it's talking about is the book of life that it talks about in Revelations. Because not everybody's going to be written in that book. All right. So jumping down, it says, Slakia, not jumping down. That was it on that. This is Isaiah 33 and verse 4. It says, Slakia, let me see. Yeah, let me start at verse 4. It says, and your spoil shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar, and as the running to and fro of locusts shall he run upon them. Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. You see, so only Zion, Israel, has been filled with righteousness. We're the only ones that can follow after good. All right, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. You see that? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Now, everybody was finding it coincidental and, finding it weird, that we were delivered out of this, that there was some type of, force working, to have us saved, to have us be okay, to have us not be in danger. But it's weird that everybody was freaking out, yet I was calm. I was looking like, yo, why is everybody freaking out? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has my back if I keep doing what I'm doing, man. I just thought that in my mind. It's so strange how people were, almost to the point, Salakia, of bugging out when this shooting happened. But here I was, calm and collect. Why? Because the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has bestowed upon us is going to give us comfort in those days. All right? And those days are coming, man. Don't doubt it. All right. Those days are coming and they're coming quick. So with that, I want to give all